I can't believe we've done this for this long. It's like truly like amazing
That it's been going.
that it's been going this long. Like
I
I'm really
guess.
surprised. You know what? Just cue the intro. Hello guys, it's Two Latin Brothers Podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Adrian. Just joking.
I'm Adrian. You're Victor.
I'm Victor.
100 episodes.
100 episodes, and I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, this is gonna be a different kind of episode. It's gonna be more of a compilation of like some of our favorite moments.
Yeah.
Of course, due to like time and stuff, like we didn't add like some more.
Well, we picked our. So what we did is Victor picked 5 and I picked 5 of our favorite moments. If you're listening to this and you've been a guest on our podcast before and you didn't make it to that list,
We apologize. We're sorry.
If I could have, I would have added a chunk of every episode with every guest we've ever had on the podcast.
Yeah.
Just because they were simply on the podcast.
Honestly, yeah.
And every conversation we have has been unique and funny and either super
Its own momentum.
Yeah, no, they're all either super funny or really interesting, or we've just learned something about somebody we thought we knew, but apparently we didn't know that well.
Yeah.
Or just they'd gone through something in their life that of significance that they felt the need to share with us. So just that, the fact that we even had so many people on is, or the people we have had on, is we're grateful for it.
Yeah, and the way this episode is gonna work is you're gonna hear us explain like because we're gonna insert like little clips of like past episodes from like season 1 and season 2. We're just gonna give like a little notice of like what we're gonna talk about to give some more context, because some stuff might not have like full on like context.
Yeah, it'll just be like the little snippet part that we found funny.
Just imagine it being like it's a show, but we're like guiding you through the show.
It's like a top 10. It's like Watch Mojo.
Yeah, watch
video.
Mojo. There you go.
That's exactly what this is.
Is basically what this is.
Yeah.
Just with audio though. That's what this episode is gonna be.
Yeah. So we'll talk more when we're done the compilation.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to skip to the end now, feel free to. I guess if you don't care about everybody else, but everybody who we got a compilation of, their IG will be linked in the description.
Yeah.
If they didn't give me their IG, it won't be linked in the description because I still don't have it. And if I don't have your IG linked in the description and you would like me to add it, if you're one of those 10 people, then send it to us through our DM and I'll put it in the description. I don't know when it'll appear, but it'll appear there.
Yeah.
If you'd like to. Also, if you're in the description and you're listening to this, please share this.
Yeah, please share it. Well, most likely, we're gonna have a post on our Instagram, because the big 100.
I mean, if you're listening to this now, it's already on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's already there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's already there.
It's already there. Isn't that amazing how we can just like know that it's there, but it's not yet?
I know, right?
It's amazing. It's truly magical.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, a little bit. That we can look into the future, but without looking into the future.
Can you believe we've been doing this for 100 weeks straight?
I can't believe we've been doing this for 100 weeks straight.
You know, the only reason I know it's episode 100 is because I keep track of the number.
No, I know.
Like, it's crazy to me that we've been doing this so long.
And, like, it doesn't feel long because we've been having so much fun on the podcast.
Yeah. And you know what else is, like, it's a little odd because technically this is, like, the weeks. It doesn't, like, because there's 52 weeks in a year, it felt odd. I'm like, this is the last, like, almost the last week of November. Like, it doesn't make sense to like line up like this. But then I realized that because there's 52, that means there'd be 4 weeks left over.
Yeah.
And this year has an extra week.
Yeah.
And it's like the way that the week is the weeks are like divided up. It's a little odd this year, so it feels like there's 5, but there's actually like 4 weeks left and then a little bit.
Yeah.
So it threw off the whole thing, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's why it feels so odd, because there's 52. It doesn't like, it's not a perfect 50.
Yeah. It's just
odd.
It's just
so
weird.
It means our 200 will also be like this.
Yeah, like I mean, like I have no clue.
Actually, no, our 200 will probably fall in the new year. It'll be like our second episode of the new year of the next of like season 4.
Yeah, and if you guys like this like style of compilation, we can do more. You know,
we can, well, just like we can go back and like, and if you have a favorite moment that you think should have been showcased,
like
message us.
Let us know.
I'll cut up the snippet and throw it on our IG or throw it on our story or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can showcase any other snippet, and if you have a favorite moment from the podcast that you want us to share, I don't know.
Just let us know.
Just let us know. Send me the timestamps.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for this. Honestly, right now I got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
The Americans are celebrating Thanksgiving, and we're doing our 100th episode.
It's great.
Well, actually, Thanksgiving for them was yesterday, so technically today's Black Friday. So
yeah, it's fine.
Pre-recording.
Happy 100th Black Friday. It's so discounted. It's free.
We're on a whole other level.
Totally.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
It's like we're still in shock that we've done this for 100 weeks.
I can't believe it, honestly.
Like, honestly, like...
You know what's funny, though? Is this... Although it started, like, hypothetically.
No, I know. It was night. It was dark. It was, like, midnight, and we were in a car.
No, it was... we were... Where were we?
We were in a car. We were in a car in the dark, and we were joking about it, but we didn't officially talk about it until we got home.
Right, okay, yeah. So it was late. And then I think it was like almost 1 a.m. because we were like really, really tired.
We were driving home from somewhere really far.
And then we were like, what if we started a podcast?
Because our conversations and banter are like funny.
Yeah, and I didn't really think about it. And then
we get home.
Well, yeah, we got home. And I remember we went to our room because we share a room. And then we decided to, we're like, we should do this. And then, but then I remember at the time you were what?
I don't know.
You were still 15 when we started.
Yeah, I was 15. No, was I 14? I could have been 14 because I'm a late born baby.
No, you were 15 because we've only been doing it for 2 years now.
Yeah.
So you would have you were 15 because you turned 16.
So I was 15 I was 15.
No, you were 15 because you turned 16 on the podcast, and then just recently you turned 17 on the podcast.
Yeah.
So you were 15.
I think so. I don't know.
Okay, anyway.
We did something, you know. Who knows? Yeah. What a journey.
Yeah, okay, so anyway. So then I remember we came home and we were like talking about it, and then I remember you were 15 at the time, and I was like, we should talk to our dad about this because, you know, you were still a minor at the time, and I was already like, what, 21. Oh my gosh.
I had no consent, basically.
Yeah, so I was like telling my dad. My dad's like, okay, well, what are you guys going to talk about?
And that was it. That was literally it. We were just like, what are we going to talk about?
And then we were like trying to figure out like a specific genre.
Yeah, we're so collective of everything.
Yeah.
So like we're just like we can't really fall into a category.
Our dad was like, you guys should do like a news podcast or like a sports podcast, and then we're like, okay, sure, but like, I don't know. I don't feel like...
Yeah, it feels so closed.
Yeah, or our dad's like, you know, like specific TV shows or like video games or like...
Something something with a genre, basically.
Yeah, he wanted to give us a genre. And then I was like, yeah, okay. And then we started looking into like genres and stuff. And then like a week later, we recorded a test episode. Yeah. I think it was like mid-November.
Probably, yeah.
Mid-November. And then we recorded our very first test episode, which I still have the audio of.
Yeah. We had no name. We were just like, we don't know what we're doing.
No, this is a test, and here we go. And I remember that we were joking, and we were like, it's like kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Because we weren't used to like the setup and like
we weren't used to hearing our own voices.
Yeah, like
it was
the feedback and like
it was a full on test.
Yeah. So it's very odd like having to listen to ourselves. But then I remember I showed my dad. My dad's like, "This is actually really good, guys. I'm for it." And then we're like, "Okay." And then we're like, "When should we start?" And then the idea came that we should start in the new year, and that way we could keep seasons rolling like that. Yeah. Like every new year would be a new season.
Yeah. 52 episode seasons.
Yeah. So and thus T.L.B.P Brothers was born. Yeah.
I mean, like.
I don't think we've actually ever talked about this.
No, we have talked about it, but like not in
depth,
not
like
in depth like this. Yeah, it's really interesting to see how, especially like the growth that we've had. Like, for example, like the audio from like the first episode compared to like what it is now.
Oh, night and day.
Night and day.
Because I had no idea what I was doing with audio.
Yeah, like, and like also like our banter, we got better at jumping off each other.
Oh yeah, like I remember when we started, the editing process was a nightmare because I was like, you didn't know what was okay to say.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I was a 15-year-old boy who could literally say anything.
Well, no, I know, but like you would say things in a way where I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to crop out like the last 10 minutes or like the last 5 minutes because you'd make the joke, and then I'd be like, nah, this can't go through.
This can't go through. This is family friendly.
No, and then we would keep talking, and then you would reference the joke again, and I'm like, now I gotta crop out all of this.
So I tend to do that a lot, but I've gotten better at it to like not do it so distant.
Yeah, now the problem that we have is like I'll be listening back to some of the episodes and we just sound stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Like there are some episodes where I'm like, if you didn't know anybody, you think we're like high or something.
No, honestly, like, and see, the funny thing is we've even had people like tell us, yo, we'll bring in the stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get this done.
I just want everybody to know we're in Canada.
We're in Canada. Everything's legal.
But the thing that's happened is the fact that the way we've got about it, it's just been interesting.
In a sense, we've created our own open genre.
Yeah.
Like our own category.
Yeah, and it really is like whatever, whoever's...
Whatever goes, basically.
Yeah, and it's very tailored to like, also like if we have a guest, it's tailored to that, like whatever that person's into or their interest.
Like you literally you can just scroll through the podcast and there will be probably something for everybody. We've gone from computers to like... sports. We've gone
photography. We talked about photography. We've
Arts.
talked about music. We talk a lot about music. We've talked about video games. We talked about anime. There's an episode we
even have an episode that we don't get too political in.
But there's an episode where I say that Fairy Tail's the anime that got me into anime, and everybody was like, "How did that happen?"
Yeah,
like no one understands. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we all have that one anime that we like that's complete utter trash. That one will be mine. all the Fairy Tail fans are just like losing their minds right now.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is we all have that. It's like that horrible movie that we all love. Like the movie
I have one of those?
That's like complete like
I do have one of those.
We're not getting into that.
Yeah, we're not getting into that.
But we all have that one, that one thing that sucks.
Yeah.
But we like it for some reason and we can't explain why.
Yeah. It's just
But I love that we have those moments, right? Like where
it's so us.
Yeah, but not like we're able to like fall into all of these
categories.
Yeah.
We're you know what, we've opened up like it's at this point it's almost not even comedy, because like sometimes we talk about serious matters.
Yeah.
Like and like we talk about COVID, like our episode Pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, we still threw in some jokes.
When Kobe passed away.
Oh, when Kobe passed away.
Yeah, that was at the beginning of the year. That was just... and then we lost Chadwick Boseman. That was also another sad episode.
Oh, you're going to make me cry. Shut up.
It's very odd. And I think I tell Victor this all the time. If anything, this is like our journal. Like, we're journaling
it's
our week-to-week life.
Like, can we just invent a new section called Journal Comedy?
I don't know, but when it's just me and you, like, we talk about our week and how we're feeling, and sure, we'll crack jokes and stuff, but it's like, I feel like it's so therapeutic.
Yeah.
Because we're, like, just joking around, and it's just, like, for that, like, little moment, the rest of the world, it just ceases to exist.
Yeah.
And then I jump into the edit, and I hate it. But
yeah.
But it's, like, it's one of those things where you actually... we get that chance to appreciate the moment, as opposed to like we're watching a TV show or just like we're playing video games or we're like we're bonding, but having this open dialogue is just so different.
Also because like a lot of shows and stuff, they have like a script, but it's like a vague script, so that way things can still happen.
Or they have like little like bullet points to like talk about. We don't do that.
We don't do that. Like the most we've done is like start with a single topic.
Yeah.
And then that single topic can turn upside down. Like literally anywhere, it could go anywhere.
Yeah.
I could be like space and then be like, we're talking about the bottom of the ocean now. It can literally choose any pathway.
Yeah, and that's what I think is so interesting about it. Also, like, the fact that, like, sure, our podcast is getting listens and it's not like, like some crazy number.
Yeah.
But the fact that like there are people listening to us, and like I can see the stats and who's listening and like what country's listening to us.
Yeah.
Which, matter of fact, I haven't checked where Ireland's at.
Oh my gosh, Ireland!
But
the real ones know.
The real ones know about Ireland. Those people, they champion us. But it's amazing to be in a position like this, where we've been able to cultivate something. And,
yeah,
you know,
like in a sense, we've made our own culture.
Yeah.
Within the podcast, because like as we've said for this compilation, we put stuff in there, but we also put moments that we reference. So like, for example, a few moments with my best friend Thomas.
Yeah.
A few moments with Brennan.
Yeah.
You know, a few people you'll hear from.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, and like moments or things just like one of our moments is like an interesting story. Like actually two of our moments are just interesting stories of things people lived. And I felt that those were important to share because they're things that not everybody has lived in their life.
Yeah. And also it shows that we have the openness and that we can have the serious side of like, you know, the podcast.
Yeah. And it just shows the variety of this kind of podcast and the format.
It shows that we're people.
I suppose, yes.
Yeah.
It shows that we're people. But it's, if anything, it's the human aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to stop talking now.
We're going to get started on with the compilation.
Yeah.
With our first one.
Yeah. They will be in no particular order.
Yeah.
Because we could not pick a favorite.
I mean, we could not pick a favorite, but we'll say the number of the episode.
Yeah.
But it won't be in order.
We'll say the name, what episode number it is.
Yeah.
And so in case you want to like go back and listen to the whole episode.
Yeah.
You know what episode it is. I'll see if I'm not sure yet, but I'll link every episode.
I think we can just say it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of linking each episode in the description as well.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
it's gonna be one full description.
Yo man, it's gonna be like a book long. I'm gonna be honest. Man. But so yeah, that'll be in the description as well. So in no particular order.
Welcome to the 100th compilation.
To the 100th episode of
not a 100th compilation,
the
but
100th
like episode compilation
of the 200 of the Two Line Bros podcast.
Yeah.
Enjoy. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. In this clip, season 1, episode 4, Friendship to Sports to Girlfriend with Thomas, is about a little story that Thomas told us when he was playing hockey. Well, technically he was in the box, but it's just a fun little story.
We needed one more goal to tie the game, and I scored with 0.4 seconds left on the clock. So we went into overtime, and then I was taken off because I played pretty much the whole game. I was tired. He wanted me to take a rest for like one shift.
Yeah.
And then one of the defensemen, he's just not very good at all.
He's just not very.
So the coach's son had the puck. He was skating up. Someone hit him into the boards and took the puck. And then this defenseman decided on a 3-on-3 that he's going to go and hit this guy. And then the guy passes the puck, breakaway.
Yeah.
They score. The other defenseman on my team ends up breaking his leg or something. Yeah, how do you end up like breaking your arm or leg from hitting someone else?
In this next clip, season 1, episode 40, this was so last minute. With Brennan, we talk about how Brennan ended up being on the podcast so last minute.
This is my week, right? So normally you bring the questions in, but it was so last minute, you didn't even know who the guest was going to be.
Extremely last minute.
I know. This kid was waiting for the bus to go home.
And then you just jumped him?
I did. I actually did. I pretty much assaulted him.
Yeah. Well, not actually assault. Well, he kind of did assault me. He kind of like grabbed me on my shoulder and I damn near fell down. But like, you know, I see what happened was, right? Basically I was waiting for the bus. And Victor had planned to have someone else on the show, but his girlfriend wanted to go to the movies with him, so he was trying to just like, I gotta go, man. So then basically I'm waiting for the bus. Victor comes in like, hey, man, I need somebody. I need somebody, please, man. I need your help, man.
I was like literally like, I'm desperate. I need somebody. Like, and then he's just like, and then one of our friends, she walks over. She's just like, no, you can't go with him. You're my way into the apartment because she lost her key.
Yeah, she doesn't have her key.
She doesn't have her key, and they live in the exact same building. She's like, I need a key. And then I started telling him, give her your key, give him your key, and then
And then he didn't want to, and then she's like, you know what, screw it, we're going. So he just left her, and I'm pretty sure she's probably still outside of her house. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, she'll find a way eventually.
Okay, wait. So you mean to tell me that there's another possibly 16-year-old in Canada who's stranded outside their house?
Yes.
What kind of people are you, dude?
Well, I'm sure somebody's gonna try to open the apartment door.
Look, and I call you my brother? Like, come on.
I told him to give them the key.
Okay, look. Okay, great side story. All things considered. All things considered.
Yeah.
You know it's cold out now, right? It's Canada.
She has. No, actually, she didn't have
Just sweater.
She had a sweater.
Look, I walked from the library here in a sweater. I walked through the door. I tried not to look like I was shaking, but I was trembling.
Okay, but like, I'm sure she's fine. I'm sure somebody walked into the apartment.
I mean,
And like let her in.
In this next clip, Season 1, Episode 16, Volleyball to Learning English, with Sir Paula, we talk about a little story when he was playing volleyball and he endured some pain and had a prior injury.
We surprisingly won, and then we went to the playoffs. The game before the playoffs, we were like, the game was getting intense as heck, and then somehow the dude just hits the ball, and then the ball just hits my thumb straight on, and then I don't know. I was holding in the pain till the whole game, and then when we finished, I wanted to cry, but then I'm like, everyone's watching, so I just...
so I just like walked it off.
You're just like, this is nothing.
Just held in the pain.
Thumb swelling. It's so good.
It's like snapping it back into place.
It's just like breaks it back in.
Yeah,
Walks out of the gym.
And then walks into the washroom just like bawling. Like, I can't believe I did this.
Holding up to all my tears.
How were you bumping?
I don't know how I was bumping, but every time I hit it, because my adrenaline was like...
It was keeping
max
you going.
Max level. And then when the game was over again, there's so much pain, I wanted to lay on the ground, but, I got to sit with my team right on the bench. It's so uncomfortable, so... I'm laying there, but my back hurts, so...
Okay, so what happened to your foot?
Oh, my foot. I already had, like, an injury, like...
Oh, okay.
Victor knew about it, like, a couple months ago, where I sprained my knee really badly, so, like, apparently it ripped some tendons and stuff.
Oh, man.
So, the doctor told me, oh, yeah, you're gonna be prone to injuries your whole life now, because it's not gonna fix properly, so... That was sad to hear, but... I haven't got it checked out yet, so...
You should probably go get that checked out.
Yeah, a friend always said I should, but it's been a couple weeks since I said I would.
Oh, man.
So if they're listening right now, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'll get it checked out soon.
2 months later, I'll still get it checked out.
No, honestly, like, and seriously, you should probably go get that checked out.
I should.
I mean, before it becomes an even bigger problem and you can't even walk anymore.
Yeah.
In this next clip, Season 1, Episode 16, an adventure from start to finish, with Cadence, Thomas, and Kira, we have a little fun when Kira accidentally uses, as she calls it, potty language, and we all have a good laugh about it.
She didn't even know what podcast is. You think she knows what yours is?
Oh my gosh, this is
I feel really hated on.
That's what we should title it. Us hating on Kira.
This would be the first time people hate on me.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, what is it? It's the curse of being good looking.
Aww.
Yeah, you've never heard of that?
No.
People hate on people just because they're good looking. It's a culture thing.
He just called you pretty.
For context. You're so dead. Oh my god.
I know that. I've never heard that phrase before.
Really?
No, this is something you'll
Oh my
discover
gosh.
in life. It's just how people are. Like, I remember when I was especially in high school, girls are the worst. Oh my gosh.
I want to punch them all in the nose.
Well, because when I was in high school, a lot of my friends were girls, so like I'd always hear all like the crazy stories. Then I'm like, this girl did this. Okay, can I?
No, this is a PG podcast.
We keep it PG.
No swearing.
No
The
swearing.
poop talk. Sorry.
Is
Is that PG?
Oh my god.
Thomas, what
Just
did I do?
so much
I don't understand. I swear a lot. Is that bad?
Yes, no,
it's probably fixed.
How are you not swearing? You swear all the time.
I'm not talking a lot.
We actually did a whole episode with just him, and he
Didn't
never
swear.
swore.
Because their mom
Hey.
was there.
That has nothing to do with
You
it.
guys
It does
should
have
use
everything to
context,
do
like,
with
I can't swear. Like I can't use like potty talk.
Swore again. It's unbelievable.
You're gonna kill her.
It's a swear word.
You used God's name in vain.
He just wants to fudge him.
Wow, I think we should learn vocabulary. Like,
I swear a lot.
wait, what grade you in?
Grade 11.
Oh,
She's going into grade 12.
Oh my goodness. You have
I'll stop swearing.
you have
Just
so much
leave.
to learn and so little time. So much to learn. Like, no, what is it? Like, there's a stat that came out in the States, and they say people who swear a lot, not that I'm saying you're stupid, don't have a big vocabulary.
You know
Because
what?
they don't know how to express themselves.
You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe can't do that. So.
Okay, well, I just want you all to
You're
know.
just proving the point.
She just gave me
No.
the bird.
I'm not dumb.
That's not what I said. I said they don't have... I said you don't have a... I'm
Don't.
dyslexic. I can't read.
I don't like where this conversation's going.
In this next clip, Season 1, Episode 32, Can I Have a Cookie with Lysander, is about a story where Lysander basically plays in a Mission Impossible role.
Here's
No, wait, let's get back to the
Okay,
cookie.
sure.
before you
I'll get into that
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, so he starts basically wiggling.
No, I flop back on my
Yeah,
chair,
he
so my
flopped back.
back is on the ground, but
Yeah,
my
his-
legs are still on that chair.
And the teacher's like still like showing everything. And then he
he's doing a
starts
presentation.
trying to he's doing like a presentation, and then he starts humming the Mission Impossible song. It's trying to be all discreet when he knows that humming is even louder, and it's just like dun 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 dun, and then he like grabs onto like a desk and starts pulling himself to the table, and then the teacher just kind of like looks at him.
Oh no, it was even better, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I grabbed 2 cookies
Yeah,
from his cookie package in his bag, and I started wiggling my way back
Oh,
towards
yeah.
him. I give him a cookie, and I grab my cookie for myself, and I'm eating it, but I cannot stop laughing.
Oh yeah,
It is so loud that he comes around the presentation area, he walks down the aisle,
Oh, yeah.
looks at me, and says, "Go to guidance."
He says go to the principal's office. And then like the principal like was busy and stuff, so they sent him to guidance. He's like I didn't even go see the principal when he came back.
In this next clip, Season 2, Episode 4, you wrote a Christina Aguilera song with Outlaw. We talk about how someone broke into his car and tried to steal his radio, but failed.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, before my car was mine, we had, my family had an aftermarket stereo system in there.
Okay.
And then some dude that's very respectable, and I will not say any poor things about, basically went into my car and stole it. Except he couldn't use the part that he stole. Because basically, for those that don't know, there's 2 parts to a stereo. Yeah. There's the actual deck, which is basically the part that houses all the electronics, and there's the faceplate, the part you touch with the volume knob and track skip or whatever. Yeah. He just stole the faceplate.
Forgot the rest.
So if you call the company, and so if I called the company and I was like, "Hey, I have this deck but no faceplate," they'd be like, "No problem," and they'll fix it. Yeah. But if you call a company and you're like, "Hi, I have the faceplate but no deck," they're gonna obviously realize you stole it. Yeah. Because in what situation do you get in where you only have the faceplate? You don't. So he screwed himself. So he screwed us, and then just screwed himself at the same time. So I had to. Once the car was mine, I was like, well, I don't want to just ride around with a Bluetooth speaker in my car. And so I bought one, and then there was a whole bunch of issues because basically my car stereo system has been hot wired. So I had to bring it to a bunch of places and get it redone. Anyway, so I brought it out somewhere today. They installed it. And as I'm driving home, I'm on the freeway 2 minutes from my house. I'm like, it's kind of cold in here. And I turn on the heat. Yeah. And then nothing happens. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I'm like, it's an old car. It's 09. I'm like, maybe it's just an issue right now. So I park in my driveway. I get something to eat or something. I'm like, all right, let me go check if my heat's working. So I turn on my car and I just kept flicking the knob back and forth. And nothing happened. No lights. I was like, okay. And so I called the place and I'm like, hey, I think you broke my heater. And he was like, no way. Bring it back. So then I drove, so that's my 3rd time, in a 20-minute drive today. So I drove there another 20 minutes. And they're like, oh yeah, we just accidentally unplugged it. So I drove 20 minutes in there for them to pull it in their garage, reach in the back and go, click. And they were like, yeah, you're good to go. So then I drove another 20 minutes back, and then I drove here.
In this next clip, Season 1, Episode 44, He Is a Good Dancer, with Sam, we talk of a short story of how my brother is basically like the character Cassio.
Story to tell, but here's the story. So when I was in high school, my grade 11 English teacher told me that I was a lot like Cassio. You realize that Cassio is the villain of Othello, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So think about that now. I'm going to let you dwell on that.
He's a lot like. He's like, I don't remember.
Yeah, I had my train of thought, then it just literally plopped out. Hold up. He's like, bro, I'm still like getting over Macbeth. He's like, that was like in grade 10.
English was literally my best subject. And I'm taking it right now. How am I forgetting?
In this next clip, Season 1, Episode 18, You Lived Through a Tornado with Chloe, she tells us about her experience having lived through a tornado.
So I was at home and like, I don't know if you guys remember the day, but we're getting like warnings and stuff.
Yeah.
But our area, you get warnings. Kind of don't take them seriously. Learned my lesson, that's for sure. So anyways, I'm sitting and in my apartment, the way my couch was placed was it was facing a hill. And the way I live on a hill. So all of a sudden the wind's getting pretty bad. I have stuff on my balcony. I'm kind of getting worried. I'm like, all right, I'll go take the stuff off of my balcony. Tornado warning. I see the wind's bad. Then all of a sudden I go up to my window and I look outside a little bit to the right because I was going to open up my balcony door. Yeah. All of a sudden I look up and to the right and there's a tornado tearing apart one of the apartment buildings like a movie. Like, it was so scary that, like, I don't even, like, I felt like it was surreal. Like, it felt like a dream. It didn't feel real at all. And then, in my state of panic, I ran to my couch, which is 5 feet away from my glass window. I'm great in emergencies. And, yeah, it literally felt like the whole apartment was just gonna, like, shatter. Like, it was shaking, it was like an earthquake and, like, a huge truck, and, like, it felt like everything was moving. Yeah. And then, at the time, I had adopted a kitten the day before because of my, like, car accident. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this day a little bit better, like, from my accident. A year later, I'll adopt a cat. And so I had a 6-week-old kitten that didn't know me yet and, like, doesn't trust me or anything because I'm a big human being compared to her. And we lose all our power. Everything's gone. The apartment building beside me had no roof. It literally got peeled off. Like, in the news afterwards, in my neighborhood, there was some older man. Apparently his kid was, like, flying in the air and he was holding on for dear life in my neighborhood. Wow. Like, in the little block I live in. And it was insane. Like, I didn't even realize, like, the sense of the damage, like, while being in my apartment. Because, like, all these alarms are going off. Like, I look outside and I see there's debris everywhere. But then I thought, okay, like, I see some buildings damaged, but at the time I hadn't seen what happened to the apartment building beside me or the one beside that one. Yeah. And both those are completely wrecked. Like, the roof's gone. It's basically gutted. And there's more down the hill, too.
This happened like, what, September?
It happened in September. So it happened about 8 months ago, I'd say. Yeah.
In this next clip, Season 2, Episode 14, we talk with the guitarist of Magic, with Mark Pellizer, where we speak of music and how it changes, and he has a little bit of a beatbox.
Probably see another shift soon, but, you know, that when Justin Bieber released Sorry, that's kind of when you saw pop music shift in the last 3.5 years to be like, even like non-Latin artists that are making music that has nothing to do with, Hispanic markets. They're still using that beat to make a smangerang. Yeah. Right? Because they notice that, that's a sick beat. And then they're going to ride that wave until people are just like, damn, I can't handle this anymore. Which is the same thing that happened with those standard, I'm being mean, but I'm saying, like, listening to for a while, and you want this, like.
In this next clip, Season 1, Episode 30, The Return of Jimbo and Our Learning Disabilities, with Jimbo, we talk about autonomous cars and how some of the features actually don't make any sense.
It's really cool.
So we're talking about electric cars?
Yeah, like we're talking like Teslas, how like they have like autopilot, and like other cars too now have autopilot too.
Oh, they do now?
Yeah. Well, there are a bunch of companies have released that they're going to be releasing cars.
Oh, they're just okay. So
like
Tesla
currently
right now is
really like Toyota actively. Toyota showcased this really cool car, like the concept of it. Okay. Like it has like a heat sensor. So say like it's driving in the middle lane in the highway, and there's 2 cars next to it. And then the car in front of it, just brakes. The car can sense if there's if there's a person in the passenger seat on the left or right side. So know who to hit without injuring anybody.
But you're to blame automatically.
Yes, I know. But the car, well, yes, of course you're at the blame, but it's gonna act based on life saving.
Is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's more about saving lives.
It's more against saving lives. There's at least minimum
three problems wrong with this. To begin with, you should be driving a safe distance behind them.
Of course.
So shut up. If you're tailgating someone, you deserve to get hit. I hate you automatically. Now that's one issue right there. The second issue is if you hit anyone's back bumper, you're automatically to blame. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so even if the guy was brake checking you, you're automatically to blame. Insurance gets involved, you're screwed. Yeah. Now, if you hit, here's the third issue. If you hit anyone while switching lanes, so that whole example, if there's two cars beside you and you had to swerve, the moment you hit any of those two cars beside you, you're to blame. Yeah. Again. Yeah. So on top of, in that scenario, shut up, not done. on top of you tailgating, hitting the guy's back bumper, and swerving into another guy's car, That's
you basically screwed yourself.
Yeah, you screwed yourself. And it's the AI's fault now. But look, because the AI was the one who swerved you out of the way.
Okay, but look, in that scenario, either way, you're gonna hit somebody.
Yeah. Okay, if you're tailgating, well, you already deserve.
No. If you're on a highway though, and you're going at 100 kilometers an hour, actually, no matter how far no matter how far away you are from that person, even if you're at a proper safe distance from that person, if you're going 100 kilometers an hour on a highway, you're still gonna hit him.
Not if you braked. See, that's depending on how pooey your brakes are, you should be able to brake at roughly the same speed, if not better. So if your brakes are crappy, it's also your fault. See, you should have maintained it anyways. But the whole AI problem, even if swerving on the other side minimalized damage, you would still hit the other guy anyways. Yeah. Both people. So what? So this AI, you literally do not benefit at all, because the scenario here is if you're tailgating, either you hit the guy in the bumper, that's it, that's one car. Yeah. Or you hit the guy's bumper and swerve into another guy's car. What? And plus this car costs more than the regular model? Yeah. What?
Yeah, it's a...
See, that's... Like, unless that car had amazing disc brakes, and you were somehow able to brake, like, amazingly, and you didn't even snap your neck, that is cool. But what? Like, I know. This whole concept is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I just showed you the keynote for it then. That's literally the example they gave. That's literally the example they gave, but for that feature. But what I found really interesting out of all of it,
just debunked that.
I know. Yeah, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Unless, I bet in their freaking video, they're like, we saved 15 lives. Yeah, well, you screwed your own. That's the thing about all these freaking videos. Like, in reality, despite how grim it is, whose life is more important? Yours or the people around you? And the reality is no one's going to save themselves. Yeah. But in their head they are. So you're going to buy this car where it benefits everyone else except you? Get out of here. And it costs you more money too.
What I found really funny about this...
So we're at the end of the episode now.
We are at the end of the episode, guys.
I hope you all enjoyed that.
Yeah. It's been a good 100.
I'd like to say a few words, if that's okay.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the nominees.
What are you joking?
I'm just joking. This is not like some kind of award show or anything. But I'd like to thank the nominees and those who supported me. I've always wanted to say that. I don't know why.
You're not an award winner, though.
I'm an award winner.
From what?
100 success.
I'm not getting into this. This is too much.
Anyways, guys, I'd just like to thank everybody who, helped us get to, episode 100. All the guests we had. Even though, we couldn't have some of you on it, we still brought some of you back on it.
And there's one episode where we had a guest on it, but then the file got corrupted, and then they weren't a guest on it.
We're still mentioning you.
Yeah, we're still thanking you too.
Yeah, we're thanking you too.
It's a good learning experience.
It was a good learning experience.
Make sure to check the audio equipment before you hit record.
Exactly. Anyways, guys, that's the episode. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below. Everything's in the description, whether it be up, down, left, or right, and there'll be a lot in the description this time. So make sure to check that out. Make sure to go check out our Instagram, because we're going to have a new post there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks, really. That's it.
Honestly, thanks.
And thanks for listening, I guess. And I hopefully you're here with us for another 100.
Yeah.
And if you're finding us for the first time...
Go listen to the first episode. No, don't go listen to the first episode. Go listen to another episode.
I hope you continue to stay with us
throughout the journey.
Throughout moving forward, of our weekly rants is what it's become at this point.
Yeah.
I think we should. It's very odd to have been doing this for so long, week to week.
It's become a part of our life.
Yeah, and it's like we're so like time comes around and the end of the week is something like, "But we had to go to the podcast," and he goes, "Right," and then he will walk downstairs and record.
Yeah, that's basically it.
It'll be interesting in December.
Yeah,
because on Christmas Day we have to release an episode.
Really?
Yeah, and then the first episode of season 2 is on like literally a week after. Which is on background. There's always something going on.
They're not even gonna hear it.
I know, but it's always some.
Yeah, there's always some.
But yeah.
So, anyways, guys, this is the wrap up. Make sure to go like, share, and subscribe if you can. Click like that bell notification if you can. Depending on platform, we're on platforms I don't even know exist. So you can thank Anchor. Thank you, Anchor. Yeah. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you share with your grandma, your shark, your rooster. I don't know.
You gotta stop making that joke.
It's a great joke.
You gotta come up with a new one for next season.
A new one for next season. I got 4 weeks to come up with. You know how long it took me to figure this one out? 100 episodes. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't 100 episodes. But yeah, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.